Hi, everybody. My name is Nick from FortuneDNA. I'm out in Rome today, and I wanted to bring you a whole new perspective on what is going on in the U.S. markets because people do not understand what is going on in the international markets, and we're right here on ground floor watching things unveil themselves, and it's going to greatly affect what goes on in the markets there over in the United States. But let's talk a little bit about what is taking place. And in order to understand what's going on and how things are going to unravel and how they're going to affect you directly as an investor, we need to look back just 10 years ago to 2008 when the markets went and took some of the largest companies in the world that went out of business. Guys, there were 1,311 institutions that filed bankruptcy in 2008. Little companies like Lehman Brothers and Bear Stearns. And do you know why they went out of business? Because they were 22 times over leveraged what the Federal Reserve allowed them to be. Now, if you were back in that day and you were an investor and you said, you know what, there's no way that houses double every 6 months or that the price of stocks are way overvalued, I want to be really conservative. So instead, inside of these large companies, you decided to move all your money conservatively to bonds or to cash. Then what ended up happening is when they filed for bankruptcy, you received 17 cents on the dollar 19 months later. And that's only because you and me, taxpayer, we bailed these companies out. Now, what ended up happening is the government picked the winners and the losers. And out of all those companies, only 1/50th, that's 150 of the amount of companies that existed back then exist today. So now what's happened is all the markets have come back. So what happened is the money came back in the stock market. Whether you agree that it should have happened or if these companies are overvalued, but all these monies came back into these companies. So there's only 1/50th of the amount of companies. The money has come back into the market. And because of what happened over in Europe, they sought safe harbor over here. So that money's come over here. Now what's happened today in 2018 is these companies are 30 times more over leveraged than they were back in 2018. And people don't understand keeping your money in these major institutions, these major brokerages that you see on TV where you are holding your money. It will not do you any good at all when these companies go insolvent. And a lot of these major institutions have borrowed money on a credit card, have put their money on the roulette wheel, and when 00 comes up, everybody is going to lose money. Only this is the major difference. There will be no bailout. There is no Medicare. There's no Medicaid. There's no money. There's no packs of cash anywhere to bail these companies out. So when the market corrects itself, it is going to stay there. And people that lost, for example, from when the market went from 12,000 to 9,000 in 2008, lost 40, 50, 60% of their retirement accounts. The market is tapping around 24, 25,000, and they say that the real market should be around 16,000. Everybody that has money, IRA, 401ks, 403b, SEPs, Simples, any kind of qualified plan, the best thing you can do is if you're stuck in a plan already, stop your contribution, move it over into something else. If you are in a plan and you've rolled it out, i.e. you were with a company and you left and you took your 401k with you, there is a program that we can offer you guaranteed out of the market, guaranteed safe rate of returns. You can have liquidity, you can have access to it, you can change the status of the money, and you can move it from a qualified account into a tax-free investing account. No, it's not a Roth IRA. No, it's not a conventional account. It's a program that's actually been around for about 160 years that because of our background and our knowledge, because of doing the tax side, the accounting side, the structural side, the legal side, we can set that up for you so that you can have access to it, utilize it, take the money out, utilize it to invest it, and have the returns come back tax-free. You cannot afford to be the one without a chair when the music stops. If you are out there and you have your money in any kind of qualified plans, understand there is nothing good coming down the pipeline. We're here in Italy right now facing a 10% unemployment rate. They have a 12% unemployment rate in France. Brexit is just getting ready to take place. It has to take place. It has to dissolve. While we're banging it out with Russia and China on the tariffs, while we have a split Congress and Senate, there is a house divided cannot stand. The basis of anything that has to do with markets is built off perception. And perception-wise, there is nothing good that is going to take place here in the near foreseeable future. If your money is in these accounts, what you need to do is live to survive another day. You need to get completely out of the markets. Taking your money and fundamentally keeping it with your brokerage in cash or bonds is only going to cost you possibly your whole retirement account if and when that company goes insolvent. And there's going to be a lot of these major companies that just aren't going to exist next year. So take that money and move it out on the sidelines. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, well, why isn't it my broker telling me to move my money out? Or why isn't my financial advisor? Guys, they do not get paid to tell you to move the money from under management. That's like saying, I don't want money anymore. I don't want to feed my kids. I don't want to put food on the table. I don't want to pay my mortgage. Take your money away from you. Okay? They're never going to tell you to leave their brokerage. They're never going to tell you to take their meal ticket, take their commissions away from them, even if it's the best thing for you. Every single time I see this cycle, they'll say, oh, this is a great time to buy, great time to buy. And you lose everything. And then they say, oh, well, it's okay. The market always comes back. Guys, this is not going to be a regular market correction. We're not going to see this 4,000 or 5,000 point drop in a couple weeks. What's going to happen is the market is going to tick downwards, and you're going to be losing 400 or 500 points as you're seeing consistently. That's going to be whittling away at your retirement accounts. Guys, cash is not safe. Bonds is not safe. Get your money out of the market. Live to survive another day. And why not change the status of that money and allow it to grow tax-free, be able to have access to it, and be able to utilize it so that the returns from the investments can come back tax-free. Now, I know a lot of you guys are saying, I know that's not possible, or when I convert the money from a qualified account to a non-qualified account, I'm going to pay the tax. And I would agree with you, but then we would both be wrong. Let us show you how to use this program that's actually been around for the last 160 years, that has really been exclusive to the ultra wealthy, but it's secondhand available to them, and it's affordable and available to you as well. Guys, be smart. Be smart about what's going on in the market. That little voice in your head is telling you to get out, and you need to listen to it. Again, there is nothing that good can happen down the road. Perception-wise, there is no good news that is getting ready to take place. I would like to offer also that if we look and learn anything from history, not just from 2008 to the market crash, but if we look at the time when Nixon was getting ready to be impeached, and now we're facing that again, look what happened to the markets back then. Governments that are on unrest, the market does not like that. The international market does not like that. The local markets do not like that. Also, with the fact that everybody's going to get a surprise come April, no more deducting of state and local taxes. Most people in these high tax states have not figured in having to pay the state and local taxes in addition to their federal income tax. No longer can you deduct it from your federal income tax. This is going to be a big deal. It's going to cost people thousands and thousands of dollars that they have not figured into their budget. It's going to be an interesting time, guys. Do not be one of the experiments out there. Get your money, get it out of the market, be smart, give us a call, click on the button below, set up a time for a free consultation, and let us show you how you can enter into this program, salvage your retirement account, stop the bleeding, put a tourniquet on it, and change the status of the money so that when the market drops down, if you liked Facebook at $200, you're going to love it at $100. If you like that house buying as a real estate investor at $250, you're going to love it at $200. Cash is not going to be king. Cash is going to be emperor. Look for more videos coming to you from Europe. We're excited to have an amazing 2019 and working with all of you. Get a hold of us today for a free consultation, and we look forward to working with you in the near future. Thank you.